So first I'm explaining to you what is MOM. MOM is Mars Orbiter Mission with the objectives to find the possibility of life on Mars, for which orbiter consists of 5 scientific instruments. What is the mission? Mars Orbiter Mission. Clear? The mission objective is to study the Mars. Now, what is our interest in studying the Mars is possibility of life. Is clear? As Mars is considered scientifically, work is going on at a very vast pace, that Mars can be one of the possible alternative of human life in universe. Is clear? Much more interest to Mars is possibility of life on Mars. Is clear? So, like all the Mars mission, this objective was to find the possibility of life. Is clear? Now, in order to do so, the orbiter consists of 5 scientific instruments. Is clear? So first I am explaining to you what is MOM. MOM is Mars Orbiter Mission with the objectives to find the possibility of life on Mars, for which orbiter consists of 5 scientific instruments. Now, scientifically speaking, how to work on scientifically to find the possibility of life is to finding of 4 basic gases. That is, we mainly found on 4 basic gases, that is carbon, hydrogen, oxygen and nitrogen. If all 4 are present, we scientifically deduce that life can be possible. Rest all are a matter of investigation. Is clear? Now, so scientifically speaking, what is the objective of all 5? To search for these 4 gases. Clear? Now, so the first one have to search for the most important, hydrogen and its isotopes. Simple. So what is the objective of first? See, try to memorize also. What is the objective of first? Finding of hydrogen and its isotopes. Why? Because if hydrogen is present and its isotopes are present, then with this finding we can reveal about the evidence of water. Is clear? Now, just technical names, matter of revision just before the exam. Clear? So what is the objective of first? Hydrogen and its isotopes for water finding. Name is LAP, Lyman Alpha Photometer. Is clear? Now, second, finding of 2 gases, carbon and hydrogen. Presence of carbon and hydrogen. Now, there is a technique to find these 2 gases. There is a sensor to perform sensing. What is sensing? Remote sensing. What we are doing in remote sensing? Analysis. Clear? So, this is a sensor to perform sensing. While performing sensing, to sense methane gases. Simple. What is methane? CH4. So if methane is present, what does this mean? Carbon and hydrogen are present. Is clear? So on the name of it is called as methane sensor for Mars, for the finding of carbon and hydrogen. Is clear? Now, third one. To perform entire studies related to Mars atmosphere, particles present, the way we are performing study on Earth, environmental studies, climate change and all. So entire composition is named as Mars exospheric means above the Mars, neutral composition analyzer. Is clear? See, leave this one. Try to memorize this one. First one, hydrogen and its isotopes, water. Second one, methane for carbon and hydrogen. Third one for composition. Is clear? Fourth one for temperature. Clear? The way we found that this much is the temperature today and all likewise. So thermal, and how to find temperature? To perform infrared spectrometer. To perform infrared imaging. Infrared imaging, you can understand? Remote sensing to work in infrared region. So thermal infrared imaging spectrometer. Over. Now the last one. Mars color camera. To take the pictures of Mars, color pictures, and send it to ISRO. Is clear? So now, I've explained to you that what is MOM. Is clear? So what is MOM? Try to memorize. MOM is a Mars orbiter mission launched to study the Mars for possibility of life. In doing so, the orbiter consists of 5 scientific instruments. One for hydrogen study and its isotopes for water finding. Second for methane for carbon and hydrogen. Third for entire composition, atmospheric environmental particle studies. And fourth for temperature. And fifth for color pictures. Over. Now, coming to how the mission is launched. See, ISRO started working for the mission by around 2010. The time ISRO worked on this mission, 3 space agencies in the world have already launched a mission to the orbit of Mars. But what was so wondered that all 3 launched in the orbit of Mars, but all 3 failed in many attempts. This was a very serious and wondered thing for ISRO. That even the space agencies like NASA have failed in many attempts to just placing an orbiter to Mars. It means there are some technicalities that need to be studied in a great detail. So, ISRO have given this project to Indian scientists with a very great vision to make India the very first country to reach into the Mars orbit in a very first attempt. You can understand. How with a great vision that a space agency not having any prior experience of launching an orbiter have started working in such a manner to place the orbiter to a planet where many have failed in many attempts. Is clear? So ISRO scientists have started studying the thing in a very great detail. While studying, ISRO scientists have said and have taken 2 important decisions. Clear? This is the most important thing for prelims. These are the 2 important decisions taken by ISRO scientists by which India have become the first country to launch a mission to the orbit of Mars in a very first attempt. Clear? I'll be coming to this too. Now first understand how the mission is launched. Sun, Earth and Mars. This is the natural position. Now, the mission was expected to go from Earth to Mars, but what I have said, we are not launching directly the mission. So the mission was launched from Earth to Earth elliptical orbit. Is clear? By 5th November 2013. That is why the confusion in 2013 and 14. Is clear? 2013, The mission was launched from Earth to Earth orbit. Fixing the perigee till 30th November. The mission was there in the Earth orbit. Fixing the perigee, so many apogee movement. Now, on 30th November, the first decision was taken, that is very important for prelims, HTO, Hohmann transfer orbit. Now understand. See, the way going from one place to another, say for example, going from here to your home, if say there are 4 ways, one is shortcut, clear? So you will prefer the shortcut, clear? What is the advantage of preferring so? First, saving time, clear? So now, the way and how you have come to know that from class to my home, there are 4 possible routes. With knowledge, with finding, with practical experience of living in a particular area is clear. In the same way, what is orbit? Path of a satellite. So many space scientists are studying in a very great detail for a longer period of time, and with their vast study, they suggest to space sciences that see, going from Earth to Mars, there is a shortcut path, clear, with more secure launch and less fuel consumption. Is clear? So likewise, one space scientist, Hohmann, in his studies related to space, have suggested that going from Earth to Mars, is clear, directly choose a elliptical orbit, is clear, so is known as Hohmann transfer orbit. So ISRO have decided to go by this. So what is HTO? Hohmann transfer orbit, try to memorize, is an elliptical orbit between Earth and Moon as suggested by Hohmann space scientist. Makes the launch more secure, less time, less fuel consumption. Is clear? First decision. So ISRO have gone by this now. Around 1st December, the mission have launched here. Clear? Now, coming to the point, recall exo-orbit, synchronous orbit. Exo-orbit is something, a mission is launched, getting connected with Earth station, but of no use, because the way you want to access the mission, you can't. Is clear? Now, what was analyzed, that why different space agencies, so experienced, so advanced, failed in many attempts in just placing an orbiter mission to Mars, because it was analyzed that it was the synchronization, it was the inclination that made the thing challenging. It was analyzed that might be some have launched it, getting connected, but now the mission was expected to work is not working. So what does this mean? That from Mars to Earth, we need to take the signal. Say for example, this is Mars and this is Earth. Our objective is what? To take the signal directly, then only the study can be performed. And just take a case, might be someone like this. They are receiving the signal, but the signal is not appropriate for the collection of data to perform the study. So the second decision, with vast study taken by ISRO scientists, that is, naturally, every 780 days, this is a natural case, every 780 days interval, Earth Mars and Sun made an angle of 44 degree. Is clear? So this is the natural case. Every 780 days, the inclination of Earth, Mars and Sun is 44 degree. ISRO scientists have decided that 44 degree is the answer. That if we'll place our mission to 44 degree, the mission will send efficient signal to Earth station of ISRO. So the mission was launched now for 780 days. Now the mission here reached by 1st December 2013. So from 1st December, 298 days to wait. Natural interval is going on. So 298 days was left to reach to 780 days. You are getting this point? From today, take 298 days, then 780 days. Clear? That is from that day again 780 days. Clear? Now, the day reached on 24 September 2014. So the mission was inserted on this date to Mars orbit. Is clear? Doing so, ISRO have become the first space agency to reach to Mars in a very first attempt. Is clear?